What is it with 2016 and sequels that come out literally years late after the first film? Independence Day Resurgence, the sequel to the 1996 classic Independence Day. Only this sequel, just like Alice Through the Looking Glass, is yet another of the late sequels to come out this year. So Independence Day Resurgence is once again directed by Roland Emmerich, director of the first Independence Day, one of his most famous films. Now, the simple plot of Independence Day Resurgence, and I mean simple, is that the 4th of July Independence Day is nearing. Only the Jeff Goldblum's character, the satellite engineer, discovers that this big alien mothership is heading towards Earth and shit is about to go down. But fortunately for them, 20 years ago, when the aliens they developed alien technology to actually defend themselves. So now they must send a team of pilots to defeat a seemingly unstoppable enemy. Well, that's it. That's pretty much more of the same plot of the original Independence Day. How creative, guys. Now, I'm one of those people that actually enjoyed the first Independence Day. I had great fun with it. I didn't get to see it at the cinema, sadly, because I was only one when it came out back in 1996. So, but it was a fun, spectacular summer popcorn flick with an actual decent performance by Will Smith, and it still remains 20 years later one of Roland Emmerich's best films. So no wonder he'd want to return with a sequel only 20 years later. Seriously, he could have made this movie 10 years ago and it wouldn't have made much difference. So here we all are on the 20th anniversary of the first film. So how does this sequel compare? Oh god. It's not good. It is a bad movie. It is one of the worst movies this summer. I mean, I am surprised that some critics actually really like this film. I mean, Empire magazine actually gave this movie 4 stars. That's right, 4 stars. I'm not sure how that's possible. I mean, but that's fine. I respect their opinion. If they saw something in this that I didn't, props to them. Before I express how disappointed I was with this film, let's talk about at least some of the good things that came out of it. First of all, Jeff Goldblum reprises his role from the first film, and he was awesome. He was fantastic. He was the only actor that was actually happy to be back, and he was the only character that we really gave a shit about in the entire film. And without him, this film could have been a total disaster. And the action scenes were decent, I guess. They were watchable, if whether they were overblown or engaging or particularly masterfully done. I'll get to that in a minute. And I liked the design of the aliens. The aliens were so terrifying. They were a force to be reckoned with. But that's it. That's all the good in this film. Now let's talk about the bad. First of all, this is almost entirely the same plot as the first movie all over again. How unoriginal. Roland Emmerich couldn't have gotten a better screenwriter or thought of a better script. He just said, let's just follow the same story as the original all over again. It's Independence Day, a mothership is coming down, we need to assemble a team of fighters to go on and destroy the mothership, and that's pretty much it. And also, Will Smith, sadly, is completely absent from this movie, and he was actually decent in the first movie, and his absence is greatly missed here. I mean, he's not too old, he could have come back. Well, like I said before, aside from Jeff Goldblum, the new characters we get in this movie are nowhere near as interesting. They're pretty boring, the team we're supposed to root for. You really don't give a shit about any of them. And in fact, at least in the first Independence Day, you cared about Will Smith's character and his family. You were rooting for him to succeed in taking down this mothership. But here, there's not much to care about whatsoever. And I did say the action was occasionally decent and fun, but for the most part, it's completely loud, overly complicated. You cannot understand what's going on with all this apocalyptic destruction, explosions, being thrown in your face like you get in most Roland Emmerich movies. Like the destruction the day after tomorrow was decent, but the destruction in 2012 was just way too much. It, and you don't see many people in danger. There's really not much substance to the action whatsoever. Kind of like the completely forgettable, terrible action scenes in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, which were boring as hell. The action here, while it was sometimes could be boring as hell because it should be more about what's happening to the characters. In fact, it's exactly the same action scenes as the first movie all over again, and that's boring to sit through it again. There's no tension because we know the humans are gonna win now that they have alien technology on their side. We know they're gonna save the planets again. I mean, why not have an original idea for this story? Why not have the humans go to the aliens' world and learn about their culture and try to figure out a way to bring peace and even characterize the aliens, because the aliens have no character whatsoever other than they want to destroy Earth, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Roland Emmerich, he loves disaster movies. He can do a spectacular destruction and end of the world scenarios, but he can just not do story or characters very well whatsoever. Hollywood, we are beyond this stupid formula of aliens just wanting to destroy the world for no reason now. We are more sophisticated than that. Not all aliens have to be evil. I mean, at least Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds had an original take on alien invasion movies, but this offers little to nothing new. We've seen it all before. And this movie, it's just too long. It did not need to be 2 hours whatsoever because it's so predictable, so much like the first film, beat by beat story-wise. You could just tell it in an hour and a half. That's it. So guys, Independence Day Resurgence, it's just boring. It's just overlong. It's loud. It's completely overblown. It's so unengaging. It had a couple minor redeeming qualities, but they are not enough to save it. So yeah, if you go and see it, expect to grab your popcorn, because it is fun for a popcorn movie, but do not expect a masterpiece or an original summer film. I give Independence Day Resurgence 1 star out of 5. And Roland Emmerich, if you make an Independence Day 3, please think of an original story next time. So guys, thank you all for watching, and what did you think of Independence Day Resurgence? What do you think? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on my Google+, and I'll see you all next time.